Welcome back to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. Our focus today has been on the positive impact of sports on young people. Participation in sports has a significant impact on reducing the involvement and exposure youth may have to violence and unethical activity. Research also shows that sports helps to eliminate racial and cultural barriers by removing the separation between such groups through healthy competition and realization of shared goals. My next guest is Shelby Parrish, a violence-free zone site supervisor for the Running Rebels community organization. Good morning, Shelby.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I thank you for being here. And if you would, tell us more about Running Rebels and what it is you provide to young people in the community.
Well, Running Rebels is a youth-serving community organization, and more recently, we actually extended the age for young adults as well. So basically, we're a youth-serving organization in the community that's geared towards helping youth.
Okay, in many different ways, obviously, and I should mention the executive director and founder of Running Rebels is Victor Barnett, and he's been doing an outstanding job for many, many years. And
Yes.
When people familiar with Running Rebels hear the organization's name, you automatically think of your high caliber AAU boys basketball team. You also have football, track, boxing, and cheerleading, but you have some other programs that people may not be aware of. So I'd like to talk a little bit more about those. I did mention that you are a violence-free zone site supervisor. So talk to us about what the violence-free zone is and how it's incorporated with young people.
Well, the Violence-Free Zone is actually a national program that's contracted through Milwaukee Public Schools here in Milwaukee. Currently in several high schools, except for two here in Milwaukee. So the program is basically put in place to assist students that may be considered chronic disruptors or may just be in need of extra help while at school. The way the program operates is there are youth advisors or mentors that are in the school that are there to accompany or help students throughout the day that may be having issues, whether it's having a problem with another student or I need extra help with the class, something to help supplement the duties of teachers while in the school that teachers may not have time to always deal with, connecting students also outside resources outside in the community.
Okay, and so what particular high school are you at?
I'm at Milwaukee Hamilton High School.
At Hamilton, okay. And you also coach the, you guys call it the club basketball, but it's like AAU where kids are traveling all over the country to compete in basketball. So you've been coaching for how long now?
Well, I've been coaching our traveling AAU basketball program for 13 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
You don't look but 20, so that's kind of hard to imagine, right? So you also were a part of Running Rebels as a kid, so it has made an impact in your life in many different ways.
Oh yes, definitely. Our executive director was my coach as a 14-year-old when I met Victor, and I'm still here several years later, giving back to our community, which is what our program is actually about, teaching kids to give back to the community, and I'm back doing the same thing that he gave to us, trying to help out other youth.
That's what it's all about. And you also have one-on-one mentoring that you provide to the young people who are part of Running Rebels. So how does that work?
Well, we have mentoring service that we provide. Actually, any kid that comes to Running Rebels, they're going to end up with individual mentorship because there are several great role models that work there daily. Now, as far as other kids, they may have to get referrals from social services from different places to where they may end up with a mentor that spends a certain amount of hours working with them directly. So mentoring is a continuous at Running Rebels.
Okay, makes a lot of sense. And so all the things that the kids learn from the things like the violence-free zone and the mentoring, how do you guys incorporate that into the world of sports?
Well, it's all from the same foundation. It's about respect and representing your community and giving back and helping where you can help. So as far as from all the programs that we go to, the basis is respecting others, respecting yourself, and building and making Milwaukee a better place. All our programs is geared towards that.
And so all of those things, you have to take that same attitude in how you want to matriculate in life. You have to put that into the game as well, the respect, the setting goals, all of that.
Yes, all that is all a part of the program.
Okay. And you mentioned a word help, and you said that's what everybody's there to help each other. And you've got a program that's actually the Higher Education Learning Program, and it's aimed at assisting young men and women that are focusing on life after high school. So what are some of the things that they can gain from that?
Well, the HELP program is actually structured to help young people transition to adulthood with careers. It may be training or in the field of trade, and more so, even so with the going to higher education. So basically with the education piece, they'll help with financial aid, help filling out college applications, utilizing different resources in the community, connecting them maybe with the MPS. They have a actual center where students can go and complete financial aid, get scholarship application, do different things like that.
Okay, so the collaboration with Milwaukee Public Schools
Yes.
is huge. And like you said, they have ACT training, college tours, scholarship opportunities, and it's very important career planning for kids to think about what it is they actually want to do once they get done with school. So really good stuff that you're offering. If there's a parent or a kid watching right now, how in fact do they become a part of Running Rebels and take advantage of all this great programming?
Well, actually, we have an open door policy, so they can come down to 1300A West Fond du Lac Avenue or just give a call to Running Rebels at 414-264-8222, and they're able to come down and sign up for general recreational programming, like our summer program is completing now, where kids were able to come down from 10 to 7 throughout the day and be involved in programming, educational programming, recreational programming, academic programming throughout the whole day. So,
So did you play basketball or any sports in particular when you were in high school?
yes, in high school I played baseball as well as basketball, and I went on to play college basketball as well.
Okay, so you realize the importance of being a student athlete. A lot of times kids just want to play the game, but they don't realize that you got to also do very well in the classroom as well as on the court. So what's some of the advice you give the kids because I meet so many kids and you ask them what they want to do when they grow up, so to speak. I want to play basketball, I want to play football. So that other side gives them something to fall back on. Obviously, education is number one. What's the advice you give the kids?
Well, educationally, most of them want to go on and play basketball.
Of course.
And as we know, or football. And as we know, you can't do that without going to school. So you're called a student athlete, student comes first.
That's right.
So with that in mind, most of the places where they're finding these athletes to play is in the school, in an institution. So you have to go there first prior to reaching your goal. So we let them know that that's one of the primary things they need to focus on is education.
Okay, and wrapping up, you guys have a campaign right now, and it's called the Bridge Project. Quickly tell us about that.
Well, the Bridge Project is, we have Northside community organizations as well as Southside community organizations that have collaborated to make Milwaukee a better place. So they had a big rally there where they met at the James Groppy Bridge, which connects the South Side and the North Side.
Okay.
So they met there, and basically the campaign is going towards bridging the gap with nonviolence on North Side and South Side.
Yeah,
with community organizations working together.
Very much needed in our community these days. And you had a past campaign that I thought was so powerful. It was the Stop a Speeding Bullet campaign. And I'd want to take a couple minutes just to look at the impact that you have on young people and how Running Rebels actually does help change lives. Let's take a look.
My name is Davonte Hill, but everybody calls me Dave for short. One of my earliest memories, actually, when I was around 5 or 6, I was actually shot during a drive-by situation. When I was 11 years old, my older cousin was killed in a robbery attempt. And he was being like a big brother to me. He grew up in our household. He was always around us. Up until the point when I was about in my senior year of high school, I was always getting suspended, always fighting. When I was 16 years old, I was arrested for possession of a deadly weapon. Running Rebels played a major role of changing my life. It took me from being this selfish kid, getting in trouble, to now this person that people look up to, a role model, someone who has the power to change, a lot that's going on in the community. it feels good inside, and it lets me know I'm doing something to change the world. I know I can't change it entirely, but I'm doing my small part. This generation is becoming more dangerous. You got younger people, younger than what I was, committing way worse crimes, doing homicides and, you know, robberies. But now I'm able to take what I know now and give back to those youth, because I'm still somebody they look up to. I'm still somebody who's still around their age, a little bit older, so I'm able to guide them and tell them, hey, don't fall into that trap. Walk this way, take this right path. Play a mentor role, because I've been here for a while now, so I know the rebel way. The rebel way is, you know, just that knowing a sense of community, knowing that it's all about giving back, and we can spark that change. It may eventually reach the world, but now we're just being realistic that we can change this city and maybe the neighboring cities, and then hopefully lead on the states and the countries. I am actually a rebel for life. I actually got it tattooed on my body. I have rebel and life.
That's pretty awesome, and I want everybody at home to know they can log on to stopaspeedingbullet.com. And if you could, in a nutshell, kind of tell us why it is important for you to be able to have that open door policy for young people, because we know there's a lot going on. When kids don't have anything to do, it kind of can turn all bad. So you guys are there for kids so that they in fact are walking away with something positive.
Well, it's very important, because when we were younger, you can go to the park and playground. It was a safe place. Running Rebels has become a safe place for young people to come. They can just come on their own, just walk through the door, come in, get an application to go back home and come back. It gives them a safe place and a positive outlook on life. And it gives them light at the end of the tunnel, because there's different carriers. We have music studio, not only do we have athletics, so everyone wants to play basketball, be a rapper. So we are able to use that as a carrot to get young people to come back and to learn the different rules in between there that'll help them later on in life.
Yeah, and Running Rebels actually realizes that Milwaukee is considered one of the nation's most segregated cities, and that some of the neighborhoods where these kids live, they're dealing with guns and violence all around them. So there's also messaging within the organization that's telling these kids that there is another way.
Yes, definitely. That's constantly going on. Mm-hmm. Even if you look at our music program, if you're able to hear some of the lyrics, there's all positive lyrics going on that goes against violence. So nonviolent campaigns, different things like that.
Well, I thank you so much for coming by. It's enlightening to know about all the great things that you're doing. I appreciate your time.
All right, thanks for having me.
Shelby Parrish is a violence-free zone site supervisor for the Running Rebels community organization. He's also a coach with the Running Rebels, and for more information, you can log on to runningrebels.org or call 264-8222. And that is going to do it for today's show. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. Thank you for watching, and I do hope you join us again next week as we take another look at our issues in Milwaukee. Have a great day.